You're not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
And we are live. What is good, people? This is another iteration of the Who's Man series. We are in Cali today with the series. We've been jumping all over the place. We're back in Cali again, back to back. I'm John D. Contradiction, and I am here with RecklessDWR. We are here to host this for you. MC, please introduce yourself for everybody. Oh, wait, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Having some fight of time, no big deal.
That's life. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to get it on any podcast, it's going to be this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even when we make it big, we'll do the same shit.
Facts. I'm just going to edit it out quietly. Never.
Only those in the live will know what happened.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everyone. Everyone that's here hanging out in the live. What's going on, man? I hope y'all are doing great. You're all most likely beautiful people. So stay beautiful. Your teeth are probably nice and brushed. That's what we like to hear.
Hopefully.
A lot of people, they like to avoid that one tooth, but it happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Your dogs are having a good time back there.
Oh, you hear him? Fuck.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
I got that plug-in that gets rid of everything.
That's good, yeah, because these guys decide to do it when I start pushing record or whatever. It's like, oh, gosh. He's live.
Get some shine.
Yeah.
I had to stop mine before because he's scared of my green screen.
Oh, true that.
So he thinks he has to protect me from it. So you just hear him. So I got to tell him to stop.
For sure.
He's a chump, though. He's shot today, though. We got to play today. It was 50 degrees out here, so we were outside. Getting my shadow box on while he's running around like a fool.
There you go.
Feels good. It's a good workout. A good jump rope and shadow box is underrated, man.
Shit, I wish I was into that shit. That shit looks like a good ass workout.
It's so fun. Feel good. Let him run around. I'm getting my workout on. It's good. Yesterday was good. Yesterday, being the lady, we were in the gym. She's been wanting to work on her striking, so we did a boxing class yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's training with her ladies and whatnot. I had 2 good spars. I had some monstrous spars yesterday with 2 pretty high-level fighters, and I was like, okay. And they were like, bro, you're very evasive. I'm like, yeah, because I don't move a lot. So you think I'm not evasive, but I'm very technical. I'm like, boxing is inches, so I don't got to move much because I get tired quick. So I was slipping some like very close hits and getting some nasty hits in there. So it was a good spar. But then me and her for like 30, 40 minutes after, we're working on her footwork and her head movement. And I was frustrating the hell out of her, but she's got to get her head moving, She's been training with the big dogs, getting her ass kicked. She's been doing good, but like she's getting hit more than she should be getting hit,
Yeah.
So it's like, no, let's move that head. Let's get your head movement going. Let's get your body into it. So I was just lightly sparring with her and just showing her little holes in her game. And then giving her different styles she could approach with. And then, she had moments where she'd catch me where, where I'm a little uncomfortable. Like I don't like to distance fight.
Yeah, being up close.
Yeah, I like to get in. I like to get dirty. I like to work my angles, especially when it's full-on kickboxing. So it's like to go at a distance, she was playing a good, like, straight down the line and straight back. But then when she would, like, circle a lot, but, like, from a distance, it made me move a little more than I like to move, So
sure.
I'm like, okay. So
I would think that taller folks usually like to be at a distance compared to those who are little shorter. You want to get in there.
I like to think that, but I'm not afraid to get hit. So I kind of like to get in there and see what people are made of and that, like, see if they're going to crumble. From a distance, I feel like it's a lot of running, and I don't like to gas myself out. Like I don't want to just gas and run away. I like to get in there, work my angles, and then if I need to hop out, I can hop out and then do some countering. But it was fun, though. It was very fun.
Yeah. Oh, he had a call, so he's going to try to go on his laptop. That's what happened.
There we go. The laptop. We get that better audio. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having some technical difficulties. Troubles will be jumping on his laptop, so we're giving him a moment to sign in. So while that's happening, I'm just talking about my daily getting beat up and whatnot. Reckless is just listening, like the kind soul he is.
Appreciate you.
It's a kind man.
I try, man.
Yeah, you know, you got to. It's all you can do is try.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can do. I'm ready for tomorrow, though. I'm ready to relax. Bro, so I've been, you know, I work with a lot of things, like, and I hate that, like, since I work from home, I sit down a lot and blah, blah, blah. So I'm always trying to do new things to, like, help while I'm sitting down. So I got this, this, like, breathing thing. So it's, like, good for helping you breathe, and you can, like, make it tougher and harder to breathe to, like, you know, condition your lungs. Bro, I think I almost gave myself, like, asthma, bro. It, like, hurt my lungs. Yeah, it was rough. It was super rough. And I was like, what is happening? But it started making me cough up some stuff. It was awesome. I felt great after, but I was just like, Jesus. But, you know, people sleep on breathing. I bought this, like, Warriors book about, like, how to breathe for fighting and stuff. Very interesting. It's good shit to learn and to know, though.
Also, if you're an artist and you're performing, you got to learn that breathing, because people like to get winded.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, when I used to perform and do like that, I used to work really hard on my breathing. I took, like, lessons. I, like, had, like, a warm-up that, you know, everybody used to make fun of me for. I took my breathing and stuff very serious. And I never gassed. Like, I didn't really gas at shows. Even my hardcore shows where I was, like, barking, I would, like, still have a voice by the end of the night, unless I, you know, was extra drunk and I was just, like, completely forgetting technique. But it's super important in everything, man. Like, people don't even realize with some good breathing, you can get rid of your stress. Like, you can do a lot. So reading this book on, like, the warrior breathing and stuff, it helps. If I have a day where I'm focused, what is going on here with this chat? If I have a day where I'm, like, getting a really good spar and I'm focused on my breathing, I'm like gliding. I'm whooping on it. I'm whooping people's ass, you know? Yeah. So it felt good. But today, you know, while the dogs running around, I was getting my movement and working on some small tweaks that I need to work on as far as my technique while I was shadow boxing, but I was getting my breathe on. It felt good. Felt fucking good. You know. But what's good, people? Hey, while we got y'all, we know we got a couple people here chilling in the chat. Let us know who y'all would want us to interview. Who would you want us to talk to and chop it up? But also let us know who you want us to review, even if it's like your little cousin who just put out some trash and you want him to be humbled. Let us know you want to, you know, have reviews. Send us some reviews and all that good stuff. We're never going to catch up to our list, but we'll
try, you know what I mean? Yeah. And also join the Discord to get send stuff easier that way as well, and check out what's going on new with Nanya Manz every day.
Yeah, the Discord's easy. I gotta do that today. I'm going to do an SOS on the Discord.
Yeah, we got to do that shit.
The first 50 people that join the Discord get a free review. I'm about to do that.
There you go. You know, more incentive to come through.
Yeah, more incentive to come hang out, you know. I saw, like, we had, like, 2 people leave it, and it hurt. My buddy Dunce left. Petch, I saw you, sir. But, yeah, I was like, oh, this pains me. But, you know, got to do what you got to do.
That's right.
The Discord's fun, though. I'd like it to get real popping, because then we could really have some fun.
Oh, yeah. I follow a couple of Discord pages, and it gets hella cracking on there. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm big on Discord. I use it for a lot of gaming. And so I've been playing this game on the VR, Contractors, but they released, like, they have, like, I guess not like a sequel, but they're putting out, like, a whole battle royale mode, and it's pretty much like VR Call of Duty, but like the battle royale mode, and it is mad fun. But the community in the Discord is jumping, you know. There we go.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Hey, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, sounds good to me. All right, let's get back
to
where
we were.
Nah, it's all good.
Oh, you good, bro? Happy.
I was talking up a storm. That's what I do. Infinite talking. But, yeah, go for it. Introduce yourself for everybody.
Yeah, I'm Troublez Music, you know, West San Jose. Artist out of the Bay Area.
There you go.
Right.
Frequent to Not Your Man's. We've reviewed a lot of your stuff. Yeah, and honestly, one of the things that I do appreciate what how you put out music is you do a lot of like group project, not group, but like you do projects with other artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just like featuring and whatnot, you'll put out like full projects with one other artist, and I feel like that is starting to become almost like a lost art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like I'll grab anybody and throw a project together. You know?
But that's that good energy though. That's that.
Yeah.
You know you can rap. You know, yo, let's make dope music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's it reminds me of like what hip hop should be. Like people should be working together like that. It shouldn't be some, like, you know, boys and girls club where people want to be cool and, you know, gatekeep some shit. So it's
yeah.
But so speaking of those, I remember we reviewed you. This is like way back, but one of my favorite ones was the Promise Not to Fumble, I believe it was, with Manz.
Yeah.
He's one of those artists that he does that too, and I rock with him for that, because he got to a certain point in his career where it's like, oh, he seems like he's reaching that untouchable, but he's working with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that's dope. But I wanted to go into that project, you know, just for my personal sake, because I enjoyed that. What was it like working with him to get that out?
Oh no, it was great, because it was a time when he was coming up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was cool to witness his music and then his style from going from nothing to something, you know, to seeing that unravel was really cool. It kind of inspired me just to keep going, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because he was, I started off distributing his music for him, pressing up CDs, helping him sell them. And then, like, he didn't even really believe in himself. But then when the shit started going crazy, he's like, oh, shit, you know? That's like, crazy. I mean, he believed in himself. But I'm saying, like, I would tell him, like, hey, bro, like, they want, 500 CDs over here. What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, for real. Because he was only pressing up like a couple hundred at a time. So then I started doing 1,000 for him at a time. And then while we were doing that, I was like, let's just do a project together. And then, we split it like that. So it was cool. That whole project was recorded live. It wasn't no send me a track back, this and that. It was like,
that was done together.
Yeah, it was like, meet us at the studio and then we'll stay there all night. And sometimes to the morning and just record hella songs and shit. And then he'll do songs for other people and stuff like that, you know. But, he gave everybody music though. Like everybody that kind of helped him, he showed everybody love along the way and did tracks with them and featured them and put them on his projects, and he paid everybody back like showing love that way.
I mean, and that's a way to do it too. I mean, it's very, to me, when I see like that kind of thing, like to me, I'm out here in New York, so New York never fully works like that unless you're like representing your whole borough and you got like a small group within that borough type of thing. So you don't see a lot of that. So when I see, that type of stuff, I always think of like the South, because how the South, they stick together.
Everybody sticks together.
Yeah, so seeing that in like different places, it's just dope that kind of energy is still out there. It gives hope that people can still come out together, and not everybody's just trying to be that solo artist who gets that one, oh, I got this project, it went viral, or I paid to get viral, and now I'm doing fashion, and now hip hop's dead.
Yeah. Because I think the pandemic is what fucked up a lot of the collaborating, because we would all go to studios, and then while we were there, we would hit different artists up, like, oh, you want so and so on the track? Let's see if he'll come through. And then we'll do the business deals in there, you know what I mean? Like, pay him for a feature, or he'll come show love, or, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was stuff like that. There was a lot of projects done with Mozzie and EPs and a lot of other artists, too. So it was a good time for music.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it, the pandemic killed a lot of that. Like, it kind of pushed, the energy that kids were pushing for, as far as everything being on the internet.
Yeah.
Kill off the old. It kind of pushed that agenda. Like,
it did, because
to perform,
Yeah, because prior to that, we were always in the studio, and now it's more like, I want to go on myself, or I got my own studio. You know what I mean?
People got comfortable doing it on their own and shit. Like, I'll just send you that shit later. It's like,
yeah. And that takes the fun of it. Like me, like I got a home studio. I've always done things like for myself through my home studio, or if it's
that's cool.
A quick way to do it. But I've always, like, if I'm working with someone, it's either you come through to mine or I'm going to yours. Like, I never like, unless, they live far, I never like the whole let's send tracks back and forth, because then it's a lot of time wasted. And it's like, if we're close enough, we can get this knocked out, and it'd be 100 times better if it's just like, let's link up at the studio.
And
so.
But that's why I say the pandemic kills stuff, because now it's easier for artists to be like, just send me the track, instead of before it was like, meet up,
Yeah, and you don't really get that, and that's I mean, personally, just for me being an artist and like having like kind of like that old school gladiator type mind state when it comes to, you know, writing, I like to see people's process in the studio. Like, I like to see like, oh, is he going to write something fresh or he's going to pull out some shit? You know, it's kind of like, nah, I'm going to cook something fresh and try to cook him up and make him write even harder. And it's
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that. You're sending tracks back and forth. It's just whatever. It's one and done. You want to get rid of it. You don't want to see it anymore.
And it's hard to do behind the scenes shit too. Like you're in the studio together, you can record stuff like what happened in the studio. You can put it up on YouTube. Or make DVDs. Like
that's another thing that's like dying is like, but you know, there's no special features don't exist anymore. Like those, you know, those hidden cuts don't exist anymore, and like tour footage. And it's just it sucks because like that's what made me want to tour when I was younger, you know, seeing artists that had those small cuts or like some behind the scenes footage. It's like, yo, that's the shit that really hit. Like we all know what a huge crowd looks like. We know what the stage looks like, you know?
Yeah. Cause you had like those DVDs, like Death Row Uncut and all kinds of different, you know, showed you a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But nowadays you don't really get that.
No. And it's like, the only way you're getting that type of stuff is like somebody forcing some fabricated shit on Instagram or some bullshit that is just like the same 4 people you hang out with and good camera angles, you know. So it's like it's a crazy world we live in now, man. It's a very crazy world we live in. Authenticity is just slowly just disappearing as far as mainstream.
Everyone's trying to be like everyone else now.
I mean, that's just what it is. Everything's like make believe now, you know.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird because it's like it used to be your area where you were from. You would sound like your hood. You'd sound like your borough. You sound like your city. And now it's like you could sound like whatever is popular. You know what I'm saying? It's like one created character and everyone wants to sound like, and it's weird. Like it's based off
I think that's because the young kids are pushing that because they all want to become, you know, artists. So they just follow the next guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's not like paying homage. It's like the bad side of biting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Hey, well, that works. I'm gonna do that because it works.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. They don't want they want to be known as the next dude. They don't want to come out new and be like, oh, he's different. They want to be like, I sound just like him. They all mimic the same style, you know?
Yeah.
Almost the same name sometimes too. In some cases.
It's a strange gamble. You'll either see an artist come out sounding like everyone else and then they change and either people stick with it or bail on them, or they come out very different and maybe they'll make it through the cracks or no one ever hears of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of that. No one ever hears people. I got a lot of artists that are dope, but no one really heard of them.
Yeah. And they don't see that all day.
Yeah. And they don't want to push. They don't want to push it, you know?
Yeah, we see that shit all day, and it's like, it's a shame, because you'll hear some shit, and you're like, bro, why the fuck is this not? Like, this sounds 10 times better than what I just heard people pushing, you know? And it's just...
exactly.
Yeah, it almost seems like the ones that are whack have the best accessibility to promote their shit compared to the real dope artists, and it's the same.
They're being scouted. I mean, it's, you know, they're looking for method actors, not rappers, you know? So, you know, they're being scouted.
Yeah, labels just want followers and likes.
It's viral. We're going to go viral.
It's crazy. Labels want followers and likes by selling followers and likes. You know? That's some crazy
That's all they want. I mean, you know, because if you notice, a lot of influencers become artists later after.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Because it goes hand in hand, you know?
Yeah. And they become like, but see, that's the thing that's crazy too. A lot of the ones like who do full on influencing, they're like multi-talented. Like they're actors, they're comedians, they're singers, they're dancers. And it's like, what the fuck, you know, but it's just, it's crazy. But that too is just like them practicing for any come up rather than like truly loving something and, you know, committing to it.
Yeah, you don't see that.
And you have Kevin Durant rapping his ass off on Stylish Project. Like, what the fuck was that? That was fire. I'm like, whered that come from?
Exactly.
Yeah, where did Kevin Durant, you gonna come here rapping like Jay Electronica out of nowhere? What the fuck did that happen, you know? But
he ain't leaving the basketball game. Too much money there.
Too much money there. Way too much money there.
Nah, right. Everybody just tries it out.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Kobe, Shaq. everybody does that.
Hey, there's good rap. There's good ball. Remember when Iverson dropped an album? But I think Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar puts out the best, like some of the best hip hop, from an NBA, from a baller.
Yeah.
He seemed like he really loved it, but he also is he's doing what Shaq did. Like he's using his money properly. Like Shaq was like, I'm going to put out an album. I'm going to get Biggie. I'm going to get some dope artists on this. I'm going to follow what's dope. And like Dame is doing that for the now. He's getting some dope spitters and like he knows what he's doing, but he also can put it together. So it's like I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
True that.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, so Troubles, talk to me about how you first started and how did Troubles music get started, the whole come up. Tell us a brief history about it.
I mean, when I was younger, people just assumed I could rap, you know what I mean? So I would always, they would always just make me rap and stuff like from the neighborhood. So I just started rapping. And then it was Hugo, he had a studio, and then I started going over there recording with them. And I released like little underground CD and stuff like that. I think now it's called Lost Taste. I did when I was like 17. Oh, yeah. It's like a neighborhood CD, And then that shit got me popular. And then I came out and started doing my stuff. And then I just kept pushing, bro. You know what I mean? Like the rhymes weren't there, but I just kept packaging it up and putting it out, And then as the years went by, it just started getting better, you know what I mean? But I've always been into music since like a teenager, like trying to write down rhymes and then listen to music all day, every day,
Yeah.
So
that's dope. That's that you look like a rapper is wild because like in New York we try hard not to look like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to shock people. We want to be like, oh yeah, by the way, I rap, and like, so to look that it's funny. Yeah, you look like a rapper. Fuck it, I'm a rap then.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I just be freestyling and stuff, and then. Then I had my boy. He came from Jersey, from Newark. Scrooge, shout out Scrooge, and
Scrooge
then
Owens.
No, his name's
I'm about to say Scrooge Joe from out here, who's big in the hip hop scene. I'm about to say
he was just kind of out here, and then we did some time together, and then when I got out, he got out, and then I ended up running into him again. We started recording, so he had that East Coast sound, and then that shit was dope. He was on a lot of my first projects, and then. I ran into him recently in Vegas, but I don't think he wants to record no more, Yeah.
No.
But people from the East Coast naturally have that ability, though, Like they like to rap, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, we rap a lot.
yeah. So they and it sounds different. So I was always into that. If you sound different, I want to put you on tracks so people out here could trip out,
Yeah. But that's what's dope. That's where like contrast, like that's why people loved like Wu-Tang, because no one sounded the same.
Yeah, no one sounds the same.
Everybody likes that contrast because it only makes tracks better. That's why everybody can always argue about their top fives, but there's always different contrasts. Whether you like DMX or Pun or Biggie, Pop, is always different. It's that different contrast. No one's ever going to be like my top five and every rapper sounds the same,
Yeah, exactly. Because, and then the Troubles music part, that kind of just happened by accident, Because I was pressing up CDs on my own, standing in corners, selling the CDs, and then I started manufacturing the CDs for a company. And then I just started putting Troubles music on everything. So I think people just automatically assumed that I, was starting the label, but basically was without knowing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I just started getting like artists and putting them out and stuff like that. Because I figured you could eat like that too,
Yeah.
Just put different people out and fuck it, it's the same shit,
Yeah, I mean, and that's how like that's what the labels and stuff were supposed to be like. You want to put hungry people on. You want people who are going to provide that volume and like put out music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you take care of the stuff that they want to focus on, so they can write music and keep doing it,
Yeah, and that's what happened. I got caught up in that behind the scenes and stuff, pushing other people. So some people were, good, and some people would just take advantage of the situation, And you kind of see who's going to be who, you know what I mean? Some people will use you so much and then bounce, and some people will be, cool and,
Yeah, and they die hard. And they appreciate it.
It's a whole different, it's a different game.
Yeah.
But... yeah, that's how it all got started. And then I started putting the logo on everybody's stuff.
That's good. The thing I appreciate about you is that you've been the most consistent of all these artists I've grown up to know from San Jose. Like people have taken like hiatuses for years and come back, or they don't come back at all, or you know, you just kept going. You just kept putting out projects. You have an extensive catalog and shit. So really appreciate you doing that.
Oh yeah, because this is how I was feeding my family, and this is how I was staying paid. You feel me? Like I was actually selling CDs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I got caught up in that. I was driving the store, dropping off CDs, and you know, pushing other people's CDs, and then with the manufacturing, doing the CDs and sales and stuff. That's what kept me more into it. You know, and then I started using that to get, you know, connections with people and different artists and stuff like that, and then learning the game from a different level. You know.
Yeah, and then it grows and grows.
Yeah, then it just grows. Yeah,
and grows. Yeah. No, that's dope. I mean, and that's the thing a lot of people also don't understand. I mean, that's, you know, not to completely be an old head about things, but it's like, that's what I wish like the younger cats would understand, like the grind of things, you know. And it's not to say that you're supposed to just grind endlessly, but it's like you got to start small. You know what I'm saying? To understand the big, you know, to understand where it starts from. Like nothing just starts off, you know, oh man, big, rich, money, you know, and you're in there. No, like
exactly.
There's work behind it. There's a lot that there's a lot of machines behind it, and you can't just keep trying different come ups and quitting. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to stick with something that you enjoy, so you stick with it, but also that you have a plan, that you see something grow. You know?
Yeah, because I think I released like 3 projects, and then my wife actually took my music and she surprised me putting it on CD Baby. And then that's how I got on iTunes. And then I remember I got made like $50. So I was happy as fuck though, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then that I tell everybody, I go, if you want to be successful in this game, you got to be happy with the small amounts you get. You know what I mean? Because you ain't going to get rich. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to come. Sometimes it does, but majority of the time, you just got to be happy with a little bit. If you really want it, you know, something you really want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta find its beginning. You know what I'm saying? You gotta the small things, they matter. You know, and then you get to a point. If you get your money right enough, you put it in the right places, then you could turn it into big things. But it's like it's got to start from somewhere.
Yeah. You have to
start from somewhere. Yeah. That's actually that's a super dope gift. I actually. So my older brother, he always rapped. When I was young, I always watched him rap. He was always big on like gangster rap and whatnot, and he just never put out music, but he rapped a lot. He would record tracks and never put it out. He'd always listen to it on his own. Never show, you know, you'd only show a few people. And a couple years ago, I was like, all right, I'm going to make a beat for him. I had him rap. We were drinking New Year's. I recorded him. And then for his birthday, I was like, I put it out for him with his own publishing. I made his own publishing and all that. And I sent it to him. He was like, oh, that's dope as hell. Now I don't have to, you know, pull up some email file to show people. It's like it's online, and he was super hyped about it. And I was like, it feels good. Like,
it feels good.
Yeah, it's just yours, and it's accessible to anybody. You know, everybody. You know, so it's shit like that's important. You know.
Yeah.
But you feel proud of it. They say, oh, it's on all streaming, check it out, and it's like, oh yeah, it is, and they put it on their playlist. Like it's a cool ass like feeling to have, you know.
Yeah,
because my little cousins would make me rap on a radio. We just put the tape in and record it.
Oh,
and rap into the speaker and then rap, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how he got comfortable hearing the voice. You know what I mean? And then my boy did the same thing for me, and I had a little voice recorder, and then I eventually went to the studio.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And who's all on Troublez music right now?
Right now, you know, me and you got Reckless on there. I got Cisco, the Hood Fella, Cali Good, Little Clumsy, and Hatchet is one of the artists, but he's locked up right now. Free Hatchet, you know.
Yeah.
And then Hatchet's like really one of my first artists I had like actual under the label, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he released like a good amount of projects, and then Cali Good from San Diego too. Stuff like that. That's pretty much it right now. I mean, and then, you know, I got a lot of people I work with. Yance, you know. Yance is one of the ones that represents for me a lot, you know.
Yeah, we reviewed one of his projects.
And he streams really good, you know. Like his music it does good.
Yeah, for that Salinero's fame and shit, you know, he's we're going strong.
And then I'm always looking for artists, you know. Like I got the distribution, so I'm always trying to give artists distribution deals to get out there, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, there's artists.
Yeah, we got the EE man, you know.
Yeah, the artists need that. They need that.
Al Pinchi Mata. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, they need that. Artists need that too, and that's like the beauty of like, because I feel like the independent and all that stuff, those words were kind of ruined in the game because people don't fully know what it means. But it's like, I feel like it should be more of a local, like a homegrown thing. But even that, you know, sometimes some people kind of hustle people. But it's good to like have something where you see the vision, you know the vision, it's local, it's, you know, it's something that you can actually go and understand rather than just, here's a bunch of paperwork. I've never met this person. I haven't spoke to this person ever. And you know what I'm saying? So it's dope to have like just a foundation like that. That's from something like, you know, where it's starting.
Yeah. Cause, then I got my son and daughter too, D Dollars and Destiny Marie. She's a singer. My son's making beats. So I got the family in there too.
That's fine.
And then I do a lot of stuff for Menace Inc. too. So Troublez Music basically just does things for everybody, you know? Yeah. If you need our services, we come through and just help you out with releases, project releases, features, you know?
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, that's how them big companies, that's what they turned into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that base that you have, and then you pull those resources to make the music keep getting better. Keeps getting better. So hey,
it only grows.
Yeah. Because, you know, and it's a trip too, because I've seen so many artists start off with and they're not even around anymore, you know?
Yeah. Or they try to come back and they just don't sound as dope as they used to be.
Yeah, you know, it's like I saw in a record not too long ago, like you can't really leave, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a rapper, even if it's struggling, you still got to stay in it, you know?
Yeah.
Because once you leave, it's like, there's no coming back no more, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That gap, if you take a year gap, 2-year gap, like nobody cares no more, you know?
Yeah.
So to work all over again.
So it's like at that point you reinvent yourself. Like try something you want to try.
Yeah, like, you got to try to get in another way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't try to respark like that old flame. And
because everybody thinks they could leave and come back and shit. Like I'm like, you're not Mariah Carey or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like no, that shit is it's like you got to really, to be able to do that, you got to really pave the way for your name. And that's you know, in this game that's so, you know, saturated, so much fucking rap out there. It's hard to do.
It's hard.
Like I said, battle rappers struggle with that, and them motherfuckers they work hard, you know, they work with everybody, and it's like they disappear and come back, and it's like, yo, who was that? Like,
see, because I feel like you got to be comfortable when you're making music, like with what you're doing. You know what I mean? People, like you said, people are not happy when someone says, "Oh, I don't like this," or "You're doing music like that." I don't give a fuck. Me, I'm doing my music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, whether you like it or not. And I'm just gonna keep pushing it, and that's what I've been doing. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and then I know a lot of people. You tell them some shit that they ain't even feeling it no more. You know?
Yeah.
Or if they put their shit out and then people don't get the response they want, you know?
They're done. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, too, like a lot of people that think they're dope. I heard all those rhymes before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just mesh them, put them into one.
That's a big thing that we get that a lot. And I you know, I'm brutal with people, but it's like, bro, if I've heard it, I'm going to tell you that I've heard it, whether it's a million times or not, bro. Like, that shit, it's just like, yo, like, what, you know, it's like at the end of the day, it's like, what are you trying to sell me? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I can already get this everywhere else, then like, what's going to set you above everywhere else, you know? And that's what the artists don't understand. They just think that because they did it. It's kind of like, you know, kids with fridge paintings, you know, fridge drawings. It's like, oh, but I finished it. And it's like, yeah, but is it good?
It's a good analogy with that, man.
Yeah, so it's just like, you got to really, you know, there's a part of the game that like I feel like people don't shed any light on because it's not that bright, but there's a lot of like struggle and like building yourself and like learning yourself that comes into putting out the music you want to put out. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of internal wars you go through because maybe you didn't put down on wax what was in your head the way you wanted it to sound and like working towards that and shit like that. It's a lot. Like it's tough sometimes.
But the game is cool now because like everybody is accessible now, you know what I mean? So like, you want to work with somebody you always wanted to work with, it's not hard to do.
You can
got
find
the funds. You can find the way. So when I was coming up, it was like, damn, there was no way. So I just make music with whoever was dope in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? Oh, you know how to rap, let's go to lab and, you know, and make names for ourselves and shit like that, you know what I mean?
that's one thing I do like about the now. Like, so, you know, every now I don't drop like music as consistently as I used to. I drop just for fun, just to enjoy myself and put together, because I produce too, but I like to rap a lot. So I'll like learn new things and I'm like, I just feel like rapping, and I just worked on something on a beat that I learned how to do. Let me put something out to show that I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do enjoy is there is so many of like, I guess like clones of artists. So if you really want to work with a type of artist, you can just grab a clone and you good to rock. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
You know, I want someone to sound like, you know, Lil Durk or something on a track. I can find a million Lil Durks out there, and they're accessible. It's cheap. It's free sometimes. They just want to work. And it's like, I got the sound that I was looking for.
Yeah, I was watching that Jennifer Lopez movie. You seen that? That new one with like Fat Joe's like her...
No, I heard about it.
Yeah, and she's rapping like Doja Cat on there. So like, you know what I mean? So it's like they, you know, they're going with the time. Like they know it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's selling, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's them. They're playing the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're playing the game.
There's a reason their name. People like, you know, there's a reason certain artists' names will always be in the mix, because they know when to dip in, and you know, they know how to sway their fan base and how to get new fan bases at the same time, you know. And that's the real longevity, you know. It's always going to come from the youth. It's always going to come from the younger artists, you know.
Exactly.
So, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, because I feel like Mozzie was one to set the tone for like this new rap, you know what I mean? Like he brought that gangster shit back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like even when I was pressing him up before I knew him, Nano from Livewire was sending me the tapes to press him up, and then one day I just had to take a look at it, like, what is this shit? You know, I was like, oh, it's like some gangster stuff, you know. And then when I heard it, I was like, oh shit, this is some new shit, you know. I mean, it's not new, but it's about to be new, because everybody was on some other shit, you know. They were on some like hustling and all that shit.
That's why, that's why I rock with Mozzie a lot, because of his brand of like gangster rap. Like, you know, obviously I grew up with like the New York shit, and I love like, you know, the Griselda stuff, the stuff they put out. But it's like even that has a bunch of clones now, and I feel like the type of shit Mozzie is putting out is a little more. It's not New York, you know. It's more Midwest kind of feeling, and it's got more of that kind of style to it, which to me I feel like is very untapped, you know. So it's dope. Like he put out one of my favorite albums in a hot minute with one of my favorite battle rappers was Sue Surf, and Sue Surf brought like a very heavy New Jersey feel to it, which is like very gritty and you know, very scratchy and dirty, mixed with his style. And I was like, bro, this is
that's one of my favorites. I just started listening to that song.
Yo, it's fucking it's like that contrast is very, you can hear both of their hoods, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's original, that's fresh to me, you know. And
that song's tight. My boy Hatchet actually got a verse from Sue Surf, but we never got it back for some. I forgot what. Something happened where it just never got it back. You know,
search the truth. But yeah, he's got a style that's like,
but he was on them like this was back in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah,
I think it was a while ago. And Little Dev too. Little Dev, you heard Little Dev? Yeah, Little Dev is dope too. I got something coming with him too.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, see, but that's making your music even better. Like you're prolonging your music. You're working with these different different fan bases, different contrasts, and it's like you'll never know how dope your music can be without that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people, I feel like, when they're very like, oh, it's all me, I'm by myself, their music stays kind of in a box, and it's like you put yourself in that box, you know.
You can't
really
be like
got
that.
to see the potential. Yeah, you never got to see the potential because you never worked with nobody. You hate singy rap dudes, but you can't deny someone who's, you know, sonics are on point is going to bless you with a crazy hook. You know?
Exactly.
Set your game up and shit so you can start, you know, adjusting your sound to, you know, what sounds good with that song and, you know, in the future project.
You got to try shit.
Try it out.
Yeah.
So tell me about the state of San Jose, like, you know, because San Jose has always been one of those like strange cities where it's like the biggest in Northern Cali, but like you don't have as many artists like out there as much, you know what I'm saying? How is it now compared to how it was back then? You think he's in a better spot now, or could it be better?
I mean, yeah, as far as like being more open with the music, I think a lot of more artists are like collaborating. Because I remember back then, people were getting in little, kind of like little crews, and they're sticking to themselves. And I think now artists in San Jose are more like open to working with other people from different sides of the city, and you know what I mean? Or they're connecting with different sides of the city, and you know, a lot more people are getting out there more. You know what I mean? There's a lot more bigger artists. You know, like, you know, rest in peace, Cuddy Banks. Like he was a dope artist. You know, and he was, you know what I mean? Yeah, he had a real big following. You know, and yeah, I think San Jose has got a lot of up and coming artists. That some that probably not even fully out there yet. You know. Because I see a lot of youngsters like from like 14 to like 17 working on music, you know.
Yeah,
they haven't fully developed yet, like as far as like their skill. But you know, who knows where they'll go?
Where they're gonna
be?
Yeah. Those, especially at that age, they're absorbing everything, so they're gonna put together some shit you've never thought of, you know.
Yeah, and it's just and it's hard because a lot of them won't take advice, and some will, you know what I mean. Yeah. Even friends that I had, I try to give them advice coming up, and they wouldn't take it because they're like, "Oh, I don't see you with the gold plaque or this, and that," you know. But I'm like, you know, I'm just saying, I'm knowing from experience and people I dealt with, you know.
Yeah. And what's like about them is that,
you don't just get one. It's like, but I worked with people who got something. I work. Yeah, it's like you don't just get one randomly, bro. Like that shit costs money. Like you got to pay for them plaques.
Yeah, plaques cost money, bro.
Yeah, and they should, because especially in high school where you have the entire high school at your disposal to like promote your music to on a daily basis. Like you should take advice to be able to make it better, so that when you give it to the whole schoolyard, everyone will fuck with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like if you can master high school, like people forget that like college ears change music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're already tapping into high school, you're gonna learn. You're already tapped into college once those kids move up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's endless, bro. But, like that.
Because see, like a lot of your friends don't listen to your music.
Yeah,
they'll tell you they do. But then and I always get the feedback years later, like, "Oh, bro, I put your CD on. Oh shit, that shit was dope." And you know, I'm like,
sat in their car collecting dust. Yeah,
exactly. So when they actually take the time to listen to it, then that's when they appreciate it, you know. Yeah. And that's why I tell people, because I don't have a problem telling somebody my music, because I feel like when I give it to them, they don't listen to it. When they buy it, they're gonna take the time and listen to it eventually, you know.
Yeah.
So
they spend that money, so they're like, might as well check it out.
Yeah, they eventually gotta dive into it.
Yeah. So it's like
you need that. Like you need to get, but that's that like boots to the ground, you know, that real, you know, getting music to people type shit.
Yeah, you have to get it like that because it's hard now. It's not just like you said, it's exaggerated. So once you get out there, you're like, you know, so many people coming out at once.
Yeah. So I mean, how am I gonna like listen to all? I mean, even just our page alone, bro. Like our list is fucking insane. Like
every day.
Yo, and it's insane. Like even after like the last month, all January, we were interviewing a lot of Miami artists. The amount of Miami submissions. It's like, geez, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. Like, and it's just so many people just throwing, and like our list is never ending, but it's insane right now. Like we're playing catch up.
Yeah, definitely. And how was it like working on the Taco Money track and video that you put out with D-Tech and Mr. Fab?
That was cool. That was a fun project. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was just it was presented to me. Recorded it, spit my verse, and then we were supposed to get Mexican OT, but it didn't work out, you know?
Oh, damn.
So like, I don't know, the paperwork didn't come back, and the rules are different now. Like, people want percentage off the actual album now, you know?
Yeah.
Even with the paid feature, they still want, you know, percentages. So we never heard back from them, but it was fun, though. You know what I mean? I think we charted, like, number 104 on the iTunes chart.
Sick.
So that was cool, you know, that was fun, you know what I mean? The single, you know what I mean? The taco song, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
You know?
And how was that video shoot? That was hella dope.
Yeah, the video shoot was dope. It was just good time, you know? Yeah. Tacos everywhere and everything. You know? Throwing the prop money.
Sure. Hey man, nothing like that. You're guaranteed to have a good visual if everybody's having fun.
Yeah, everybody's having fun. Yeah. It was cool, you know. I like tracks like that are cool, you know what I mean? Because I've been stuck in like the single releases, and I can't get out of it. You know what I mean?
No.
I've been trying to release the album, but I just can't like sit down and release it. You know?
Yeah, because once you get caught in the single game, it's like you feel like, I got to release another one because this thing.
Yeah.
And it's like once you're caught in that, it's like, oh man, you started something.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of it because I feel like if I don't release a single, I'm not working. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to think
something while you're working on the album. Now that you start putting out singles,
yeah,
how easy it is. It's like, oh man, I gotta put out a single while I'm working on the album now.
Yeah. Because I could easily go grab all my singles and put a project out, but I kind of don't want to do that. I feel like I'm cheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it also feels like cheating, but it feels like it's a waste because like you got to put out singles and they were recorded as singles, so it's like, I got a whole, I got backup for the year.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I need to get more shit. Like I used to release album, but then it kind of the whole process changed too because it was release the album, press it up, and then go to the store, sell it. You know what I mean? That's what people don't understand. Like without pressing physical copies, we're losing a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why a lot of like, a lot of New York artists and stuff, we do like the Bandcamp releases first.
Yeah.
Just to kind of savor a little bit of that. But Bandcamp's good with, you can like put vinyl on there. You can put, it's not the same as like fully getting the physical because you're still like, you're losing a cut from people ordering it.
Yeah.
Having a company make it and stuff. But it's good that you can still have people buy your project type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the option is there still for the case those who want it, collectors and all that.
And they give you like, they have like almost like, it's like every other Friday or something like that. You get full royalties. Like the website don't take nothing from it. And then you get the option of like, putting together promo codes and, some fun shit to be on my
there's some cool shit.
off and blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, you ever dabble with that shit, Troubles?
No, I never did the, like I have my stuff on SoundCloud and I never did the Bandcamp and all that. I never really, went that.
It's like a lot of New York artists, the way they set it up is they'll do like if you have something coming out, let's say you have something come out the 25th, they'll have it come out on the 1st on Bandcamp. And then
pump it up.
25th to all streaming, but from the 1st to the 25th is like you want to listen to it, you can buy it here. You can like change the price. You can do a whole bunch. You can add it, and it's pretty much like your own personal store online without having your own website and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've seen sites like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one step there. I mean, it's you could have your own website and do it that way too. A lot of artists like to take advantage of that too, which is direct money. I mean, there's ways to make money in the game. You know what I'm saying? There's always ways to make money. It's just a matter of what fits your style of the way of putting out music. Your
family. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. And of all the people you've worked with, like, what's been your like favorite person to ever like make music with?
Favorite person to make music, probably was the Busy Bone song.
Oh, Busy Bone.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was something that I wanted to do since I was a kid.
That's like a bucket list.
Yeah. Like a bucket list, bro. But then I kind of think because it was between Busy Bone and Big Psych because Big Psych was going to record a song for me. But then Busy Bone had got back to me, and then I ended up going with Busy Bone, And then I was like, because Big Psych had passed away after. But I was like, damn, I should have just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Busy Bone, and then, and then Mozzie, too, that was fun because the Mozzie stuff was cool because we were, like, kicking it and hanging out and, like, it was actual in the lab and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was, like, real collab shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
And what do you think listeners, or what you do hope listeners get from your music when you put out a project and shit,
Really, I just like people just to listen. I just listen to what I got to say, I just try to put my life on the beats and stuff like that,
There you go.
Little stories and stuff like that,
authentic, real shit.
Yeah.
That's my kind of music, man. I'm always, that's to me is the only way I can call myself a fan as if you're giving me something that I can relate to. That's real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you could paint the picture and all that and whatnot. Like, people can make up good, cool stories, but nothing's gonna hit you like a documentary that's close to
Yeah. Because those are the tracks I used to look for when I bought a CD. Like, if I had that one where they talk about their life and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, this was cool. You know, like shit like that. I'll be like, all right.
Then it makes everything else. You're cool with everything.
Yeah, cool with everything else too.
You can fuck around. You can.
If you want to invest in an artist, you want to know a little about them eventually. You don't want to just hear the same like fun stuff all the time. You want to
because those songs, they tell you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's
And I listen to a lot of R&B too, like 80s R&B, 90s and shit like that. I get a lot of samples from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the best.
And that's the hidden genre. Like, people, old school R&B was perfect. Like, that shit was perfect. And it's like, that's something that I feel like we'll never get back.
Yeah, we'll never get that back. The sounds, everything, like different.
The positivity, the message, even the negative tracks. Like, I bump a lot of old R&B, but I was, even a few days ago, bumping Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be.
Yeah.
He had one of the smoothest songs on earth about cheating on his woman, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, who was I listening to? I was listening to Bobby Womack.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this dude talking about?
Think about it. Or fucking, Carl Thomas had that whole song.
Yeah.
Where he's crying over shorty who's married. And it's the fuck that she wants to go back to her family. And he like, what about me? Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now,
this was crazy, bro.
Yeah, but it was real because it's like, hey, we all knew someone who knew someone, So it was like, that shit was, but it's real music,
Or you were that someone in some cases.
And then it hits harder, bro. Then you screaming in the shower at this point.
Now, do you feel that the OGs, like, who paved the way from, like, all the Chicano rappers from nowadays, Northern California, like, do they think they get the respect that they deserve, like, for the new cast that came out today, or do you think that?
I mean, it's a big difference, bro, from what it was before to what it is now. I feel like the new artists now came with their own style and they're more like up to date with their music, and then the ones from before were more like, it was more like real, like Chicano, like Cholo, and then now it's like they got a little different swag, It's more kind of like gutter and shit like that. Like, it's a little bit more different because back then, bro, they were more like their rap wasn't as fast. The only one I think like Tito B, and you had Shadow, and you know what I mean. And Woody and all that. Yeah, they were like quick, but then there's a lot of rappers. But I mean, I think they get the respect because they're the ones that opened the door and started the genre. All of them, like rest in peace Tito B. He was a big factor in the game, Little Corner, stuff like that. But I think I think they still get the respect. I mean, maybe not. Not everybody shouts them out or gives them like that or brings them back. But I mean, I think they still know that they put it down, because they had they paved the way for it.
Yeah, so they learn everything. The game from it.
That's where everybody got the game from. Stuff like that. But I just think that the new generation came out a little different, and they kind of opened a lot of more doors,
Yeah, true.
And a lot of them are getting featured now on other artists' stuff. You know what I mean? So that's cool to see.
Yeah, definitely. And what advice do you have for any up and coming artists trying to get in the game right now? What's the biggest thing you can give them?
Shoot, the only advice I could really give them is just don't quit, don't stop. If you really want to be in it, because I mean, realistically, if you stay in the game, you're going to become something, whether it's a manager, A&R, producer, or podcaster. Like, something's going to happen if you stay in the game. But if you don't, you're never going to know,
Yeah, you never know what that next path that opened up was.
Yeah, because you never know. Like, there's times I've done stuff and recorded stuff, and I'm like, damn, I don't even think I could even done that shit back then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I stayed in the game, though, And that's the only thing. Just don't give up. Keep pushing and invest in yourself,
Yeah, it's a big one. People don't like to invest in themselves nowadays.
Because people don't want to invest in stuff, but you have to, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to.
Either you get a job and do it, or you hustle, or you find someone that's willing to invest in you. You know, and you take it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. It's a big one.
That's a fact.
And don't take no. Yeah, don't take no for an answer, and just be yourself. You know.
That's the biggest one. People don't like to be themselves. They like to plan or something. Yeah. And then when you get called out, it's like it falls apart easy.
Yeah, be yourself, because like that's the main thing. As long as you're keeping it real and you're being yourself in your music, I think people will gravitate towards it. You know?
Yeah. People will always like gravitate towards like the little bits of authenticity in there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you know, when you're a celebrity or whatever, like if you're someone that's in like a limelight of like publicity, which people already are going to view as brave and like is something that normal people just don't do, they're expecting to know, they want to know a little something about you, where they want to get something on you. They want to know that you're a real person at the end, like still.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps them around is like, oh, you know, they don't like you because you're this untouchable thing. It's those little bits of like, oh, this person's just like me. That's what keeps people. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do now is be out there more and show my face more, because I feel like I just had the logo in front of everybody the whole time, you know? Yeah. Like I had people say, I always heard of you but never seen you, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to like get out there more and let people be more familiar with who I am.
Yeah, it's good, bro. Gotta do that, I guess.
It's a part of the game that, you know, so people, you know, it's a part of the game that, you know, it can open up, you know, doors and whatnot. I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, if it wasn't like for me when I was doing my artist stuff, showing my face, always going to different places and doing all these things, like this page wouldn't have reached the places that
exactly
because of me putting my face on everything. You know, it's like I'm doing these crazy reviews. It's risk. They it's dangerous. I'm like but it's what we need. We need real reviews. We don't need some fake bullshit out there. You know?
Yeah, you need the real shit. Yeah. And there used to be a page, Bay Underground. They used to do reviews too.
The rest of Peace Bay Underground.
Yeah, you talking about yeah.
They had their shit. They, and then
you need those small, those smaller chapters, because it's like if we let the big pages, the pitchforks, and all that run music, bro. Like we already see where music is now based off of but this was on World Star, so. That's why it's good, because it made it here. Or this reviewer gave it a 9, so it has to be good. They control music now.
Exactly.
It's like you can't even think for yourself anymore.
Yeah,
it's like
heard it back then.
Like shout out Grime Phase. I seen them go from like small little page to a big old page. Like I'm like a gigantic page, really, to be honest with you. Because they've been shut down like I don't know how many times, but they still managed to get back up,
It's a good sign when you're getting shut down, I tell you.
Yeah, we've been shut down one time.
I know. We on the way. We working. We got shut down once. We on the
way. Because I sent you guys some little kid. Did you ever get the thing?
Which one? What's his name?
I forget his name. He's like a little he's a young white kid.
Maybe.
But he reviews, like I'm telling you, bro, he got to popping where he's at, bro.
Oh yeah, I think I did. I think I do remember. He does like the quick video.
Yeah, and he only reviews like energy drinks and like Bay Area rappers.
Yeah,
he buys everything from Empire.
Nice.
You know what I mean? But I thought he would fit you guys cool because like he's pretty honest,
Yeah. No, I know you're talking about. Hey man, but we need more of those, man. We like to reach out to people who do like more grounded, realistic hip hop talk stuff too. Because it's like for me, like I don't want to hear a hip hop review from someone who is trying their hardest to tell me that they got a master's degree in fucking the English language. Like I don't care about what you listen to. I want some dude standing outside bumping it on his phone to tell me, yo, how's that album? Because I know he's going to tell me exactly what the fuck is up,
Yeah.
So that's the realism that I need. I need that real, this shit's whack. And I'm like, good. I'll take your word for it. That's all I need. Straight to the point.
Yeah, it's hard now, too, because like you said, like if you tell me now, like which albums I listen to, I haven't really heard any albums. I heard artists, though,
Yeah.
But album-wise, I haven't really sat and listened to too many albums, like, all the way through like that,
I mean, it's hard to now because, like, even, a lot of mainstream artists, they're putting out albums specifically to hit the singles, like to
exactly.
put out a bunch of singles, or their album is consisted of, like, half of the singles they already put out. They just put it all together, and
so
it's like albums aren't even albums anymore, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, that's what I'm saying, back to the compact disc, like, if you gave me a CD and I had a CD player in the car and I put it in, I would listen to it, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it was by accident, because I wouldn't want to change it and just let it go, you know? Yeah. And I would kind of get the feel of the whole album and be like, oh, that was a cool project.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're listen to like on a second repeat, you know? You're like, oh,
yeah.
That was the old review for me, is if I didn't take it out of my radio.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's good enough for me to just let it go, we good, you know?
Yeah, that's
if I had to immediately take it out, I'm like, this is terrible. It's never going to
you're like, forget that shit. I don't want to.
It's like a Memphis Bleak I bought back in the day. I was like, no, it's out.
I
rock with Bleak.
Yeah.
We were behind Bleak.
Yeah.
When he dropped, we were behind him, bro. I rocked with Memphis Bleak.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your top 5 favorite rappers of all time, and let me know, let the people know 5 artists from Saturday that they should check out, besides yourself, of course.
Top, I'll say Busy Bone, Tupac, Crazy Bone, Jay-Z, Biggie.
There you go.
You know?
Hey, I'm not mad at that top 5 at all.
Yeah. And then as far as like sound, you got check out Lil Clumsy, Cisco the Hood Fella. What else we got? San Jose, that Eastie Surge, I like his stuff. Lazy Boy.
Yep.
What else is there? Let me see. The Tribe, what's his name? Is it fuck, I forget his name. I forget what his name is, but that's pretty much it right there.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Couple artists for us to check out.
Yeah.
So
I'll send you some of
yeah, I know. You always hold it down.
Reckless.
Yo, he puts.
He's on point with it.
Yeah, he puts on, bro. Everybody, like, he sends a lot. Like, he's put me on to a lot of artists, bro. And I'm like, yo, I rock with that. Like, that's just dope energy. You gotta represent where you're from. You know, I can't even do that with Long Island anymore. Long Island don't rock with me no more. But you know, so I wanted to ask, just personally, because I just like to see everyone's interpretation of the page. What do you think of the page so far? Like the way we do our reviews and whatnot.
No, I like it because you guys are honest. It's real, you know, and it's something different because there's not too many pages like your guys' page. You know, you don't really see it. So like when I see it, I already know it's like all hip hop, all music, albums. You know. And you guys are being real with it, you know? And you're actually taking the time to listen to every track and give feedback on it, you know? And that's cool, because that's one thing I like, you know? Some stuff, I mean, everybody has different opinions, you know?
Yeah. Everybody's going to have their own opinion.
Yeah. But then some stuff I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because the other page, like the Bay Underground page, I stopped rocking with them because they didn't want to give somebody a bad review, you know?
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, and I was like, come on, bro. Like, if you're gonna be in this industry doing review, you have to. It has to be good or bad. You have to put it out there.
Yeah, you have to. And it's like, but it's also it's taken away from their press. It's taken away from their, you know. So it's like you gotta if you're gonna do that service, you gotta do it. You gotta fully dive into it.
Yeah, you gotta dive into it so everybody knows.
Yeah, I've always believed in that. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna always keep it honest because I'm like that. I'm like that in the studio. I'm like that with my features, and I'm just like, yo, no, man, I know you could do better than that. Like, come on, like,
yeah.
Because like I'm serious about like the way I run my business, and I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to get hustled or bullshitted. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want someone doing it to you. It's like, don't do it back. So it's like, I take the music I listen to like that too, because it's like, you want me to invest in your music, you want me to buy your music and become a fan. It's like, what are you selling to me then?
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to have that, you know, it's got to be something. It's got to be, you got to have something for someone or whichever your fan base, but it's got to be real to you to an extent also. So,
yeah. Because have you guys thought about like having freestyle contests or battles or anything?
So I always wanted to, I've had ideas of like different spin-offs of the page to, you know, try different things. It's just more so now, since this is the, you know, obviously the main head of the machine, I like to keep this going. It's just we get members, we lose members and all that. And it's like to keep this machine afloat, you know, getting out the 2 reviews a day and doing the Friday new releases and having like the queue being attacked. It's kind of hard to find a way. Like I have to think of the process to make these new iterations consistent. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm very big on things have to run like a machine first.
Yeah.
And before anything, like regardless of if it's hitting or not, I want to be able to post it like blindly this time, this day, and just let it go. So, but I've had ideas, man. I've had ideas. I want to host some events, but I think right now the main thing that I would like to get from the page, I would like us to be viewed as press for like live, you know, shows and like, you know, just, you know, festivals and stuff as they're coming back into the world and like bigger and better. I would like to be put along those lines to have, you know, people like Reckless handle that chapter, or, you know, from out here, or, you know, just different areas of where different team members are and whatnot. So, but I mean, these are all plays that I have written out and I have game plans for. It's just a matter of having the manpower, or just me kind of finding the balance to, you know.
Oh, you guys are doing a good job.
The running a thing by yourself. You know how it is. Running things, you know. It's tough.
It's tough. It's doable. We just got to sit down and have the time, you know?
Got to have the time to plan it out. And I don't like to do things without, like, fully, like, you could ask Reckless. Whenever I have an idea, I'm like, all right, I'll send, like, a whole thing, like, all right, I kind of want to do this and get to this point, and I see this, and, like, what do you guys think? All right, this is how I want to start it.
Yeah, write the whole game plan, you know, what's going to work.
I got to write the whole thing out to manifest it. I got to see it. I got to write it. I got to see it. Then I can work on the post-manifestation, if, you know. But I appreciate that, though. It's always good to get feedback on the page. I know we obviously have we have people who love it, people who hate it, but I've always felt it was necessary, and it's good to just know that artists are like, yeah, no, it's pretty crucial out there sometimes to just get an honest review straight to the point.
Yeah, that's what people need.
Fact.
So wrapping up the whole interview, like, let us know what you got coming up next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, anything else you want to let the people know?
You can just expect like more artists from Troublez music coming out, and I got a Palm Street story still coming out, and then the Cushion Comments with Reckless, and then I got just a lot more videos. Like I'm gonna come out with more videos and stuff like that, and just drop more projects. You know, be more of an artist, stuff like that.
Dope! I'm super excited, man. I'm excited for it. For sure. I'm excited for your project. I remember when, you know, Rec showed me the art and stuff that you were working on, ideas. I'm like,
Yeah, we knocked out a bunch of songs the other day. It was cool.
Yeah, we did.
I know you got to bring it. Did you take him to Don's yet?
Huh?
You haven't been to Don's studio?
No, not yet.
Yeah, that's a cool studio. Don's a cool dude.
Nah, that's dope. Yeah, man, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited to see what you got coming up. I mean, I've always rocked with, you know, you've been reviewed enough. I always rock with how authentic you keep it and how you're, you know, you do what you got to do. You get it done. You get your job done on the tracks. And I wish more artists had that mentality, you know?
Yeah.
But, let everybody know where to follow you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me at Troublez Music and at Troublez WSSJ. And, Troublez Music at on YouTube. Stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to plug all these things in. This was super dope, man. We appreciate you coming on and chopping it up with us. And, yeah, man, as always, you know, obviously you can reach out to Reckless. You can reach out to the page, anything you need, whatever. Hey, we're here. You know what I'm saying? We're always here to support. But,
thank you, guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But we're signing off, man, everybody. All right. Have a good night. This was super dope, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Appreciate it.